But let me be honest, you're in school too. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Mr. Lakeisha Williams. Those of you that aren't on mute, please mute yourselves. Lakeisha Williams is also a mom biz boss, and she is a multi-operational manager. She has several businesses. She is a certified organizer. She is a parent trainer, a coach. She does so many things I cannot even go into because she is just that mom that homeschools and does it all. She is going to talk to you today about a few things. What is the difference between homeschooling and virtual schooling? I had already decided if school was going back into session, I was calling Lakeisha to get some help because I was going to have to homeschool. So she's going to tell you guys that. Some of you are probably thinking or have chosen to do homeschool. She's going to give you some tips on that as well. I thank you, Lakeisha, for joining us to talk about homeschool versus virtual school. And I also thank you because of this. You're a mom biz boss, and I appreciate your support for our families as well as for our organization. Please go ahead and share your information.
Absolutely. Greetings, moms. Thank you so much, Teresa, for allowing Real Moms of Homeschooling to be a part of this summit. I know that many of you, like Teresa said, are home with the kids 24/7 nowadays and trying to navigate working, staying on top of the kids' schooling, whether you're homeschooling or overseeing their public school at home, keeping the house somewhat in order, cooking, and like the list goes on and on. So before I provide you with a few tips on how I stay organized and sane, I want to briefly go over the difference between homeschooling and public school at home. Because unfortunately, many media outlets, blogs, social media, influencers have used the term homeschooling incorrectly. So here's a quick breakdown. Homeschooling is where you as a parent educator have decided to take on the responsibility of independently educating your child. The equipment, the supplies, lesson planning, curriculum, activities, meals, field trips, you name it, are all funded 100% by you. You are not bound to a public school district. You create your homeschool experience however you want it, and you set the rules. Now, however, based on your state's homeschool laws, you may be required to submit a declaration of intent to homeschool, as well as adhering to any other stipulations set by your state Department of Education. I know here in Georgia, we have some really lax homeschooling laws, and the only main requirement is for us to submit that declaration of intent by September 1st every single year. Now, public school at home is funded 100% through taxpayer dollars and federal funding from the U.S. Department of Education. The curriculum, the activities, meals, field trips are all coordinated by the school district as well as the school your child attends. So instead of your child physically attending classes at their school location, they will actually be attending classes from home via computer, similar to what we're doing today, through an online platform designated by the school district. The learning material and the equipment, for the most part, are supplied by the school, and that is either mailed to you at your home or it's available for you to go pick up at the school. Your child has access to their teachers through this online platform, as well as via email and by phone. As a parent, your responsibility is to provide a learning space for your child at home, as well as overseeing their login information, making sure they're able to log into their classes on time each day, completing their assignments, and of course, communicating with the teachers. That schedule is provided by the school district as well. And I know some of the schools may also require uniforms. And so your child may also be required to wear the uniform, even though they're still attending their classes virtually. So that is the main difference between homeschooling and public school at home. I always tell people the key takeaway with that is that one is funded by you, the other is funded by the school district and by the federal government. So as a single homeschooling mom of 4 out of 5, because my oldest child is now in college, I totally understand that there are challenges that you face, whether you are homeschooling or overseeing your child public school at home. And I tell parents as well as my clients that the number one thing that gets me through the day is my routine. And I know a lot of the other ladies have mentioned that today. And that's because that is incredibly important. Having a routine is a game changer. And was a game changer for me and my children. It's challenging to stay on top of all of your day-to-day responsibilities without a plan of action. Specifically, when it's time for you to work, set boundaries with your children, your spouse, your partner, or your family members. For me, I have signs that I put on the outside of my door Like right now, there's a big old sign outside my door that says mommy's on a live meeting. So the kids know exactly what that means. And because I communicate with them on what I'm doing and what my expectations are for them. Now, transparently speaking, I do have a 2-year-old. So for her, typically when I'm working, not doing anything live like this, but when I'm working, I'll set her up next to me to play quietly. And she actually does a pretty good job of that since I've been doing it since she was about born. So she's pretty much used to it. The next thing is that I work in time blocks throughout the day, and I set specific tasks to cover on certain days. So, and this is more so for my moms who are working from home, or if you have, as far as in your business, or if you have flexibility and you work for someone else, being able to divvy up your task instead of doing everything all in one day, being able to chop that up over several days. So like, for example, for me, Mondays are my administrative days to handle like behind the scenes stuff in my businesses. I don't do any client work on this day. Tuesdays through Thursdays are like my dedicated days that I do client work. Fridays and Saturdays are my days for things like videos, social media, content creation, networking, professional development, like what I'm doing now. And Sundays are literally my day off from everything. I rest on this day, and I don't even get on the phone with friends for the most part. These blocks are also include my children's learning time, playing time, cooking, cleaning, errands, things like that. Knowing when you want to take care of these tasks are essential in keeping you on track. So again, having a routine is key to staying organized, preventing overwhelm and burnout, and it really does keep you on track and help your kids know what to expect day to day. I personally use Google Calendar to input my time blocks because I have so many things I'm responsible for each day. I even schedule in my downtime, time for myself, time with my girlfriends, things like that. And this helps me to be more intentional and mindful of my time each day. And it keeps me accountable and ensures that I'm not procrastinating on things that I know I need to handle, because as we know, it can get really easy to just have a whole bunch of things to do. And before you know it, it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And a lot of things that you said you were going to do, you weren't able to get around to doing. So your homework is to take some time to write out what your daily responsibilities look like and how you can create time blocks to get things done without overwhelming and burning yourself out. In doing that, be open-minded to, again, splitting your task up over the course of days or weeks, and not to put that pressure on yourself of attempting to get a million things done in a single day. I always like to tell people to break up your task into 4 core areas. So your personal life, kids, work, business, and then home. And then each of those core areas, set about 1 or 2 intentions that you want to accomplish each day. And you can easily see how even doing that, that's easily 4 to 8 things that you'll have to do in a day. But that helps you to prioritize what needs to get done and keeps you from getting frustrated and overwhelmed from seeing a gigantic, never-ending list of things to do. The second tip is that it is also important that you have a dedicated space for you to work and for your kids to learn. This helps you not having to be like all over the place in your house. I know a lot of my clients that I've recently got who are navigating this at-home lifestyle. That was their biggest struggle, was that first they'd be in the bedroom, then they'd be, in the kitchen, the living room. Before you know it, everything is all over the place. So this will provide a healthy routine for you as well as for your children, again, with knowing what to expect day to day and having that dedicated space to go to. And they know, okay, when I go here, I'm coming to learn. As a mom, when I'm coming here to my desk or wherever it is I'm working, I'm coming here and I'm working. And then that lets your children know too, okay, mama's sitting at her desk or she's at where she's at. Don't bother her. Again, that's those boundaries. Third is I always tell my moms, please create a meal plan. That is going to be a lifesaver for you and helping you to know what needs to be prepared for each day. It also helps you save money because I don't know if you're like me. If you do not have a meal plan, you will easily find yourself ready to go to the store and just picking up things. And before you know, you're spending money that you necessarily didn't budget for. Also, it lets the kids know exactly what they are eating as well. So that way they're not hassling you and asking you every 5 or 10 minutes, Mommy, can I have? And then finally, make sure that you are setting time aside for yourself daily to reset from the day. You cannot go on 24/7 and not properly rest, eat, and love on yourself. That is incredibly important for your spirituality, for your mental sanity, emotional, and your physical well-being as well. So in all that, I say be mindful, be realistic with yourself, and be gentle with yourself throughout this entire process.
Thanks so much. You gave us a lot of information. Can you please make sure?
I'm trying to squeeze it all in.
I know. Can you please make sure to put your information also in the chat box so people can reach out to you?
Yeah, I sure will.
So we're going to go ahead